See if I snag anybody. There's a lot of stuff going on today, so I might not be the first choice for some people's stream viewing. But you know, let's see what we got. Looks like we got an ogre. Dear friend ogre. Viewer list does not seem to want to update. Okay, now it's updated a little bit. Okay, that's good enough for me. So, last time I engaged in glorious combat with the Nameless King and got that done. We started looking at some of our lore.
It's good to see you and good at what needs me.
Do I want to reinforce anything? Could get my Belvine up to fighting weight. But maybe later. How about you? We have some more lore stuff from you, right? There's like the Nameless King stuff. Yeah, we looked at that though, didn't we?
Ashen 1.
There is one thing that I ought nab. There is a rather good pyromancy you can make with High Lord Volnir's soul. However, it requires 15 intelligence, so we will never be able to use it. But his sword actually has faith scaling and pretty low requirements that we can actually use now. This is an interesting weapon, so I'm going to go ahead and nab it. Let's take a look at it. It'll put us overweight, so I'll just, nope, my hat, too heavy. It is a eaten up sword. I recall it being broadsword-like. Which means it's got like a chop. Yep, big chops. The interesting thing happens is when you use its skill. It's got an explodey. So yeah, this could be a weapon we could be interested in. Used to, this thing was completely worthless, but they added faith scaling to it, and I'm interested to see how that scale is. And we get to keep our ghost sword for a while. There it goes. There's also some more treasure for us to unlock in Oseros the Consumed King. Hi, hello, drum cam. We got some good fashion, yeah. Just using Dragon Slayer stuff, because we just, last time we defeated the Nameless King. I've been very impressed with faith builds. Your attack and magic is not so good, but these buffs have just been very excellent. Never had such an easy time with the Nameless King. So now that we've been to Archdragon Peak, we know more about these guys. They might have got dragged here by King Oseros. The snake guys. They're just hanging out here. And here's the guy we got Lotus position from. And he has the Drake Blood set, which is somewhere in my inventory, I'm sure. Is it up at the top? It is. Armor of the Drakeblood Knights, worshippers of the blood of the dragons. The red cloth is said to symbolize their yearning for blood. Dragon worship has captured the hearts and minds of warriors across the lines for many ages. Perhaps such warriors are attracted to doctrines of few words. And I think these say the same. Yeah. So it's pretty good armor. Kind of heavy. Although, yeah, it is both heavier and also mostly worse than the Dragon Slayer set. It looks fun, though. So if you just want to be like a 14th century German knight, you can do... No, I would say Italian. This sort of, I think this is called a bassinet. A bassinet, I don't know. Looks more Italian, though. If it were a Soleil, I would call it German in a heartbeat. But we're going back to our glittering golden armor. What leggings did I have on? I think I had the sorcerer trousers on. So yeah, if you come back after being the Nameless King, then it just comes back here. It's weird because you've already gotten something from that. So yeah, the Drakeblood stuff was from Dark Souls 2 DLC, so we kind of covered that when I had the sword. I think I put the sword in storage. I sort of cleaned up my inventory a little bit. So, we could go to the Kiln of the First Flame. But what if instead we went to the Cathedral of the Deep? Because now that Ciri is dead, we can try to increase our devotion to the Rosaria's Fingers covenant. Hello, my worm. That worm is a friend. Hey, what up? Later. Oh, who's this guy? Hello.
So, you've chosen to serve Rosaria after all. She will be pleased with me for finding her another finger. But be warned, my friend. Rosaria's fingers need only fetch tongues for their mistress. Otherwise, we are free, unchained. Like Yellowfinger, you can choose to believe that all fingers share camaraderie. But do not force your romance upon the rest of us.
I love romance. It's just also very romantic here. Look at all these candles.
Rosaria's fingers other you off, but do not.
Okay. Well, now that that's happened. Oh, there's a worm coming after me, so I can't, I don't think I can touch that bonfire. Hey, worm. Oh, he dropped something. Oh, an Undead Hunter Charm. I didn't know they could drop those. Or are you the thing keeping me from doing the bonfire? Well. Now, I think if we return, something magical will have happened. Or maybe not. This quest line I have less experience with. I've done it a few times, but a little far and few between. Oh, no! I think that person killed themselves with the sword. You can still pray at Rosaria when she's dead. Hard to say. Yeah, if you kill this worm, it will drop the Hazel Pick and Xanthus Crown. And normally I wouldn't want to kill a passive monster, but it is keeping me from using the bonfire, which is very disrespectful. So I'll get myself another copy of the Hazel Pick and Xanthus Crown. Sorry, Yellowfinger, you were being annoying. But let's look at the new thing we got. Players of Dark Souls 1 will recognize that this looks very familiar to something that happened in that game. Arcane Orb! And it's not just the red orb retextured, it's recolored. It looks slightly different. Have faith her soul can be retrieved by invading the world of her killer and returning victorious. The black eye is proof of vengeance, but often appears serene as it casts its faithful gaze towards Irithyll. So, it wants us to go to Irithyll. I don't remember where. I guess I could just go through the entirety of Irithyll, but I think it's the Church of Yorshka, or is it Pontiff? Nobody tell me. I'll figure it out. Or remember, one of the two. Let's just go ahead and put it on our bar. I want to say it's at Pontiff. So yes, in Dark Souls 1, Lothric of Carim would kill Anastasia, the Firekeeper, and you would get an orb that way too. There was supposed to be another orb in that game. Another orb that you would take from... Just casting a buff. Another orb that Shiva of the East would actually drop. There was supposed to be a quest line from Demon Souls about magic sword Makoto. People want to fight, it seems. Yeah, but magic sword Makoto, where you and somebody would compete over that magic sword. You would get it, somebody would want to see it. And then eventually, if you had Black World tendency, they would fight you for it. Where do I use this orb at? I could have swore it was... I think it might be in Anor Londo from this side, because that's where you used it in the first game. As you used it in the big hallway here. When I say first game, I meant second game, technically, since I was just referencing Demon's Souls. Let's try it out here. Doesn't appear to be out here. Or was it? No. I think it is here, though. Isn't it? Maybe it's up where you get the favor set. Because when you killed Lothric in Dark Souls, his armor set would appear up here with the Ring of Favor and Protection. We might have gotten the Ring of Favor there? I don't remember. Sitting here? Oh. You feel the black eye orb quivering. I should have put the right thing on.
Never expected to see you here. Felt sorry for the poor thing in all her festering glory. And now you want to ravage her soul as well. I sowed the seeds, I'll prune the mess. I, Leonard, swear so upon my vows to the goddess.
I'm gonna leave. Sorry. I have the wrong covenant on. I'll be back. Hold on a second. Please hold. Please hold. Okay, let's go, Leonard. He just said his whole speech, and I just leave.
Well, back for more, are you? Bishop. I knew it all along. Now you ravage the souls with. You are no longer of use. You'll run free no more. I, Leonard, swear so on my vows to the goddess, will with her soul.
Yeah, come on, heal up.
Isn't flesh enough for a sick beast?
I want to cheat. Come here. I need to parry you to prove I'm good. Fine.
Blessed Rosaria.
I didn't parry him. Oh well. Man, we look really awful. We look very terrible. Huh. Suppose it's a little bit fitting that you have Rosaria, who is a big lady who sits on a big bed, in the fight in the room where you have another big lady who sits on the bed. No idea if you can parry the weapon art or not. It varies by item. I got partial parries on it, which could mean one of the two. So, Soul of Rosaria, Mother Rebirth, stolen by ring-fingered Leonard, or Leonard, however you want to say it. Return this to her extant corpse, and Mother Rosaria will spring back to life as if nothing ever happened. So this is sort of like something that happens in Bloodborne as well. You have Lady Cainhurst. If you beat up Ligarius, if you beat up Martyr Ligarius and give the unopened summons to what's his name, the Executioner. Who's the guy who's voiced by Solaire? Frederick? Somebody help me out. What's the name of the Executioner guy? Alfred. Alfred. You give him to Alfred, and he comes and beats up the Lady Cainhurst with his Logarius's wheel. Crushes her to bits, but she doesn't actually die. And if you return the lump of gooey flesh back to its place, she'll grow back. So, kind of like this as well. I don't think you can do anything else with the corpse, or with the soul. Maybe you can. Maybe we can transpose something. I think you might be able to get, like, bountiful sunlight from it. Let's ask our good friend, Ludleth the Exiled. You turned back time for her meat? Hard to say. Yep, you can do bountiful sunlight with Rosaria's soul. Which kind of has some implications. It sort of implies that maybe Rosaria is Guinevere. Like, something happened along the way that turned Rosaria into Guinevere into Rosaria. Rosaria can't speak. She's the mother of rebirth. And Guinevere was described in some places, I forget exactly where, as a heavenly mother. Yeah, loved as both a mother and a wife, bestow their blessing on a great many warriors. So maybe something the Cathedral did or Aldrich did could have turned Guinevere into Rosaria at some point. Now, I don't really have... Is there anything else I can do, Ludless? I don't think so. Anything else we can do with Rosaria's soul? Let's find out. Any weapons, perhaps? Yeah, I didn't think so. It's just for bountiful sunlight, which is... like a worse version of soothing sunlight. Yeah, this one specifically calls her loved as both a mother and a wife. So Rosaria could perhaps be a daughter of Guinevere as well. Ah, she became a goth. A goth mom, yeah. And as Ogre pointed out, you don't really benefit any from reviving Rosaria. Which one talked about motherhood? The one that talked about motherhood was the Rosaria one. The dancer just said, beloved Princess Guinevere, beloved by all. Ah, you think Guinevere's the giant worm. So yeah, even when she's dead, you can still do everything you need to. Like, we can offer Pale Tongues, we can reallocate attributes, we can alter appearance. I forget if you can kill her. But because I have no interest in the spell, I have no problem restoring the soul. And now we get the squishy noises back for the worm wiggling. And the worm was not moving when she was dead, so I assume the worm is a part of her somehow. Well, that was some lore. What to do next? Well, I think it's time to go back to the Painted World of Ariandel. So this is the first DLC of the game, one of two. Ah, we could learn more about Leonard. Yes, we should definitely do that. And to do that, I actually have to go back to the Firelink Shrine. That worm guy was talking about how he lives on some slime, and he likes it. So we got some stuff from Leonard. One was a hat. Silver mask of ring-fingered Leonard. In his youth, Leonhard suffered grave burns to his entire body. His face in particular, which he hid beneath his mask, was terribly scalded. He abstained from restoring these injuries even after becoming a Finger of Rosaria. That sort of makes him like the Lady of the Dark Moon from Dark Souls, who also was very disgusting looking. But she was a firekeeper. Ring-fingered Leonard's weapon of choice, a type of shotel imbued with the power of the moon. Set out on a journey of rebirth, but decided instead to serve the goddess as a knight and inherited this weapon. So this weapon actually would seem to belong in as a Dark Moon Knight instead of a ring finger. So maybe when he started out his journey of rebirth, but then decided to serve the goddess as a knight, maybe he started out to become a Dark Moon Knight and then decided, what if instead I become a bad guy? Especially since we have another thematic crossing with another figure of the Dark Moon, the Silver Mask. But that's not all.
Ah.
I believe we can also buy his armor set. I think. Yeah, here they are. They're just kind of nondescript looking. Born into royalty, which believed to be the reason for his skill in both sorcery and swordsmanship. The royal starting class in Demon Souls did this. You started with a short sword and sorcery. Indeed, this dingy garb was in fact embroidered with gold thread, betraying the purpose as a military career designed for a noble. Meticulously tanned. So he was a noble, perhaps. Maybe he was destined to serve
Ashen 1.
as a person for the Dark Moon Knights. Yeah, I gotta go get down to the beach and tan my jeans. And then you get refused because it's a nude beach and you're wearing your jeans. Unless you have a tattoo of jeans that you want to tan, in which case that's good. Remove those jeans, citizen. Just grease up first. Yeah, the clandestine set is for the sorcerer, I think. So these guys suck. I hate these guys. I died because I wasn't paying attention. Why do they have shields that recoil my attacks, even though when I use that shield, it's like an 85% block shield? I don't know, man. I didn't even turn in his ashes to the lady. The lore of the game I can like claim to understand. I do not dare express any sort of mastery in the terrible NPC quest. Thought I killed you. Okay. Yeah, nobody likes this area. Nobody likes these guys because they are annoying. They kind of break rules. They will never drop anything good. They don't drop their armor set. Okay. Let's attack that tree for some fun. And I've become turned around. Find where I started from, because there's some treasures around here. So yes, we could have gotten here much earlier. We could have came here before our weapon was weaned off of Titanite shards. And it would be a very bad time to do this. I would not recommend doing this DLC until you have a weapon at least +6. At +6 you can do it. You could, I guess you can do it at any time. It's just, the earlier you come, the harder these guys are. They're kind of tearing me up a little bit. And I'm level 90 with a +5 weapon. I love items. Oh no! So, who of you likes dogs a whole lot? You people who claim that video game dogs are good. These gigantic wolves. These ones at least look like wolves. They're kind of huge. Wolves get pretty big. They don't get this big. And they can shoulder tackle you. The thing impressive about these things is they almost fight like real wolves hunt. There'll be like one or two that try to grab your attention, and then other ones will circle around behind you. Which is how wolves hunt. You lived through that? Wow. I guess my lightning must have run out. Okay. Ah, by not thinking wolves are dogs. Oh, look at this guy. Ah, he is having a fun time. And scratch his belly. I like dogs a whole lot. But I don't like them I don't like also certain trees are bad guys. I don't know the lore behind these enemies. They're trees that breathe frost and throw fire at you, and they have a grab attack. Best I can tell, there's some kind of yokai. Oh, they do drop their armor set. They don't drop their weapons, though. We'll take a look at the stuff we find later. There are enemies about, such as... Their grab attack wasn't interrupted. Yeah, they seem like something that would be a yokai. Or a Japanese spirit. Some kind of white lady. Is that called Yuki Onna or something? Or is Yuki Onna the one where the woman who doesn't eat enough? Like gets a head, a mouth on the back of her head that eats food. Oh, okay, Yuki Onna is the snow lady. Okay. My yokai lore. So, this giant wolf will drift. And once you do enough damage to it, it drops some large shards and runs away. So yeah, that wolf can drift. I like that they drift. It reminds me of the boars from Nier. There's still some dogs around here. And a coin. Fudakuchi Onna. Mmm. That's the two-mouthed woman. My yokai lore isn't so bad. I remember some yokai. Everybody's favorite is the umbrella, though, right? The one-legged umbrella. So this place sucks. I think we'll be coming back to this later. There's some of these boys up here, too. I guess I could try ranged battle, but so could they. Ah, yes, Gashro Dokuro. Giant skeleton. Also a good one. So if we head up this way instead, we'll encounter maybe some more wolves and some more Yuki Onna trees, I guess. So they attack you from pretty far away with these fire shits. And kind of like a Dark Souls 2 area in that there's too many guys, or too many ladies. I should probably go after the fire ones first. Or the dog. So I can't... Oh yeah, I wish we knew more about the spirit trees. They're an interesting enemy, sort of. They're kind of dumb, but they're visually interesting, and they tie into the area really well. There we go. Yeah, but can you imagine trying to do this crap with like a +3 weapon? How awful that would be. Frozen weapon. It's one of the few ways players can achieve frostbite. One of the spells left behind by the young sorcerer Sullivan before leaving the Painted World. Imbues the right-hand weapon with a frost. Sullivan was born and raised inside the painting, yet had little use for his frigid homeland, since he had not yet experienced loss. So apparently, Pontiff Sullivan wasn't from Irithiel. He was from Ariandel, the Painted World. Although he could have been from both, if he was from here, and this was the big painting that was in Anorlando, conceivably. But the painting has since been destroyed. I'm going to ignore these enemies now, because we didn't see the painting while we were in Anorlando, and the painting we touched in order to enter this one was a fragment. It's going to be increasingly clear as we go through this place that this place is falling apart. So I guess young Pontiff could have been from here. And then left to go become Pope. Yeah, when the wolves see you, they'll howl and attract other wolves. Sometimes they don't, though. It's a little strange. Can I get up there? I can. Is there anything up here? No. Please! It's a Pope in a Japanese game. You don't have to say evil. The Pope is just evil. Okay, this is a one-way route then. I think I can get to where I want to go by going up and to the right over here. What are my rings like? My rings are fine. There's very secretly a ladder over here. Aha! Let's get some large shards. I guess if you are on shard and not on large shard yet, this is a fine place just to pop into to try to get some large shards early. Shriving Stone. I guess I'm going to have to go the long way, which means I might have to run past a lot of enemies. Because there's several different places we could go, but I want to go back to that tower that I said we weren't going to yet. I really thought we could get there from here, from the bonfire, but I guess you can't. The dogs may pose a problem, but we shouldn't run into any followers. And the trees are very slow. The fire ones are more dangerous. If I hug the wall, perhaps I will attract less wolves. Come here, you idiots. No scoping these wolves. Yeah, I'm gonna have to kill all the wolves again. Got my Estus back though, which is pretty important. Okay. Alright. I don't know the lore of the wolves here either. There is a wolf with lore here, the big one. We'll learn more about that one later. But the little ones, I guess there are just wolves here because it's Winterland. It's a winter wonderland, so there's wolves. There may be some symbiotic behavior between these guys and the wolves. Maybe they brought them. What if I was the coolest fucking guy you ever saw? Titanite shard. Okay. Let's swap you out for you. You're not doing nothing. I don't feel like healing. So we kind of want to stick to the walls. Don't stand near the arrows either. Sometimes they explode. Well, this is bad. Let's try running away. Ah, man. This has gone pretty hairy. Okay, I think I've isolated it to one large guy. Okay, Titanite shard? Yeah, 2 of them. So there's still one angry man somewhere. The only angry man I know is my husband. I'm 40 stone, mate. Man, what even happened there? What even happened there? Oh, I think I got exploded by an arrow. And well, that wasn't fun. I would say that was an imitation of bad fun. Let's try giving those guys some buff next time. I was being sloppy. I let 2 of them get on me and I wasn't fighting very properly. This time I'm going to try dashing through. Worst case is the wolves all follow me and I have to fight them in a bottleneck, which is actually advantageous to me. Best case is they don't follow me. I have some real-life lore on wolves for you. The whole alpha dog narrative of canine society was a invention. It was been widely discredited by the naturalist who invented it. I think he wrote a paper that described the behavior in the 60s and has been since like the mid 80s, trying to get people to stop saying it. Somebody's being a hero. Okay. This guy's attack is really cool. His war cry. Okay. And now I said I was going to give these guys my buff. Okay. The kick break will work if you kick them twice. They just can't be kick broken with one kick. Okay. Come here, you big dummy. The horse ring? You might be able to do it in one with the horse ring. Okay. Because the horse ring makes you do more stamina damage with your kicks. It's Patches likes it. Dang it, I had it that time, but he stunned me. Ah, didn't roll in time. But you're dead. Okay. I should actually probably Estus here, but whatever. I might have bought it before, but I don't care. There's a lizard. So we're in this tower full of these dead guys. We'll find out what they were called soon. And here's the guys who were sniping at us. Man, how'd that get me? Mid-roll. I'm gonna stop going for the kick. What is even happening? Do not even know what is happening. That was very nearly terrible. Ethereal Oak Shield. Which I think is going to be our new best friend as far as shields go. We've been using Kite Shield for a very long time, and this thing has a use. Charbronze Shield, used by Milkwood Knights. That's what these guys are called. That slowly regenerates HP. This shield appears to be blessed by a great, if faded, image of an ethereal oak. It's also a weapon skill shield, so really this thing has everything going for it. Plus, if I stop using a parry shield, maybe I'll stop trying to parry enemies. Yeah, it is the Adjudicator Shield but trees, and also much better than the Adjudicator Shield in this game, which we saw when we found it in Archdragon Peak. I think there's one more guy up here. Oh, there isn't. That guy was weary. Captain's Ashes. And also, let's go ahead and use our ring. I could have swore there were two knight guys here. Milkwood Battle Axe. Let's read. Learn about the Milkwood Knights. A hefty axe no more wielded by the mightiest of warriors. Well, that's a lot of lore. That is a lot of lore. Humble Ash is the captain of the Milkwood Knights. For this, yeah. Long ago, when the Milkwood Knights lost the forest they called home, they began a journey so long that even their thoughts of their sworn enemy washed away, replaced by a vision of a cold and brittle wood. I don't know if the Milkwood Knights came from inside the painting, or if they were trapped into the painting. Like, did the Milkwood Knights, were they people from outside the painting, and their tree died, and they went looking for a new tree, and they eventually found themselves here? I don't know. What's the stability on this thing? Our stability is better, so I'll keep rocking this shield for now, but I will probably upgrade and use the Milkwood shield. Still more items to find around here. I believe if we continue this way, we'll end up back where we were. But there are a few useless things of, like, large shards. I guess if you come back here, we can take a good look at the ramen noodle stuck to the wall. And a blessed gem. And there's this ruined keep here. Really just do not know what this place is. Okay. So yeah, think of the trouble I'm having. Where like, I'm like fighting pretty bitterly for these fights. Now imagine doing this with like the weapons you would have as soon as you got to the Cathedral of the Deep. Have not even beaten a Lord Soul yet. I said I would stop going for the kick. Why am I still going for the kick? I'm dead. Why do they get poisoned? We don't. Did I get the horse hoof ring? I might have locked myself out of it. And what do we got? I have no idea if it'll help either, but I'm willing to try. I do like kicking. Yep, he doesn't sell it anymore.
Can't find anything you like.
I might be able to get it from him if I killed him. Oh well. I believe I looked at it when he still had it. One thing I can do is keep myself from parrying. Up there it goes. Just upgrade this thing while I'm here.
Did what?
You cost a lot of souls to upgrade Milkwood Shield.
Did what?
I'll Ember up if I need to. I have all the tools and skills I need to succeed, just merely the application of those.
Pretty be careful.
Having a better shield will help. And by better shield, I mean almost exactly the same shield. More to the point, I do not actually need to go back to where I was. I've gotten all the treasure. There's some glowies hanging out that are just like, you know, crap. Like I could get some more large shards doing that. What's my weight at? Weight's fine. I could get like some large shards because I definitely need some more of those. But there is another passageway to go there that'll lead me back to the bonfire. And there's probably some items there that I could maybe get. I haven't looked at the follower spear or the follower gloves I got yet. And I did not turn in the captain's ashes for some reason. I'm still wearing the Sun Princess ring. Probably should not be. Ah, you want me to look up when we're going to the left up here? The tried and venerable technique. try dashing through. Doggy woggy poochie woochie. What a bounty! Wondrous bounty of treasure. Again, actually would be if you had like a +3 weapon. Is this where I'm supposed to be looking up? I also need to look down like at the ground so I can do stuff like that. Is there an item here somewhere? Yes. It's a soul of a yeah. Excellent. You can't actually damage the wolf after you get it to run away. It will stop taking damage and then fade. So you have a splitting of the paths here. We can go over there. Or we can go over here. Let's go over here because it's obviously the more exciting of the two places to go. Somebody took that bridge from the catacombs and sprayed Hollywood smoke snow all over it. Let's just these guys! What's up, my dudes? You're not gonna get mad at me, are you? Yeah, he got mad at me because I kicked him. Somebody broke this gate down. But yeah, these crew guys, the storytellers, they in fact do appear in the Painted World, which makes a lot of sense. I put away the storyteller staff because I could never use it. I'm going to ignore that fashionable fellow and go over here to grab this Hollow Gem. Hollow Gem's the name of my Dark Souls character. This guy! Highly fashionable.
Well, well. You're Lady Uria's Lord of Hollows. No bell tolls. And yet, you've slipped into the painting. Oh, no matter. If you've lost your way, the words of Lady Frida will guide you. Now, go on inside, show respect, and listen carefully.
He sounds like like an NPC from Witcher 3. Later in this DLC, do you wish to know the power of this? You can just tell me now, I guess.
Go on. Right inside.
I could get it out of the... I have one. This door has been burnt. A certain boss fight takes a lot of damage from it. Interesting. Takes a lot of damage from a staff? That sounds like a Zulai if I ever heard one. Can I even use the weapon skill? You probably just like it because it's poison, TK Cat. Wonder who this is. Kind of covers her face up. Seems as though she's been painted quite a few times, though. Is that statue headless? Maybe. Someone standing with a figure standing with a child. A perhaps headless figure. Yeah, it looks like you've been painted quite a bit. Whoever this is. Somebody's making some noise around here somewhere. Well, I'm gonna fuck up their boxes of scrolls. Dark Scrolls 3. They have a special platter just for their red. With some knives on it. They could just be painter's knives, though, or painter's wedges. And looks like they're applying... This is a canvas. And it looks like they're doing a very terrible job of applying plaster to a canvas that might be wood. You can see like wood grain. This painting is not very good, though. Yeah, because this is canvas nailed on a frame, but it looks like it's wood, which painting on wood panels was also a way to paint. I don't know. I don't know what direction the artist is taking with this painting, and I have a feeling I never will, even when I complete the many tasks you need to do to maybe affect the painting. I don't know. Yeah, most of these seem like they're of this woman. Maybe it's a gouache paint. Hi.
Welcome to the painted world of Arianda. I am Frida. I have long stood beside our blessed Father and the rest of the forlorn. But forlorn thou seemest not, Lord of Hollows. I know not the missteps which led thee to this painted world, but thy duty is all, and thy duty lieth elsewhere. Return from whence thou camest. I presume it visible to thee? The bonfire here in this room. A meek and faded thing, but 'twill guide thee nonetheless. Ah yes, there is a thing thou shouldst by rights possess. A remembrance of this cold world for the great Lord of Londor. May it help thee bear thy duty. Now, return from whence thou camest. Thou'st a place in that world, and that alone is cause to rejoice. Now, thou...
Okay. Yeah, the Forlorn. I wonder if that has anything to do with the Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin. Forlorns. Probably not. Again, a lot of parallels drawn with the painted world of... what was the painted world called in Dark Souls? I can't remember. We always just called it the painted world. Crap, I can't remember a Dark Souls fact. Anyways. Dragon Lady would tell you to... Ariamis? I don't know. I would tell you to plunge from the plank. You are not needed here. Leave. For what cause have you here? And then she's doing it too. Although she's not a dragon woman. She also had special dialogue for us because we have been doing Lady Uria's quest. Frida and Yuria are sisters.
Lady Frida has spoken, has she not? then tarry no longer and be gone. Carry on, for Lady Yuria and for Londor. There is one thing you should know. Inside the cold painting, curiosity could be your cross. Stray from the withering flame, and the snow will swallow you whole. There is one thing you should...
This guy knows a magic trick.
Why, you miserable mad hollow. What is Lady Yuria thinking?
So yeah, he knows a magic trick, and it's that. And I know a magic trick, and it's this. And the one on that side falls off completely to keep you from thinking it forms a... Squeeze me. I don't remember how to get there. Or maybe I do. And I know another magic trick. It's this. Somehow I can do this on a ladder. Or on a bridge. It's not a ladder. I remember how to get to that place. I recall now. So this place kind of sucks. Your first time through, this place is a nightmare. Maybe it still is. Nobody likes you, follower man. Is there an item over here? There's a man down there. I need to... Up. Somebody's shooting exploding arrows at me. So yeah, there's an archer way down there who's shooting at us. Fortuitous! Come back here, you motherfucker. Okay. I was skillful. I'm a man of great skill. Although not even human, perhaps. So I don't know if I qualify. So we're going to have to do some stupid platform shit to get all the treasure here. Follower Saber. This was PvP's favorite weapon for a couple of weeks. Shit, I'm dead. What even knocked me off? I did not see it. I did not see what knocked me off. I sneezed and remembered to mute my mic, but then I coughed and I didn't. So here's the Follower Saber. Great curved sword, but not a great curved sword, or a curved great sword. Wielded by Farron followers. Farron followers, eh? The followers are from Farron? Its great weight enables heavy-handed chain attacks. The Followers brandish their sword to hunt warriors taken by the Abyss. This technique is honed to base men, implying that those who lose their human aspects are the likeliest prey. So yeah, this weapon had really high scaling and like a good move set. And it's pretty long. I think its weapon skill is okay. So yeah, people were using this in PvP a lot for a brief moment, and then it got, I think, pretty heavily nerfed. We're going back. Which means I have to wait for this again. We have to wait for it to become a ladder. I think that's most of the treasure from this root bridge segment. And it's just that easy. Come here, you. Did you know that was his back? That was definitely his back. So I guess if these guys were followers of Farron, that meant they probably came to the painting looking for undead to kill. Oh no, I did kind of a weird slide there, and I thought for sure I was dying. I missed one of the Greatwood archers! Let's desperately get back to the bonfire. So, can anyone tell me what this DLC is currently missing? It's got everything. It's got annoying enemies. It's got ice. It's got status effects you'll never see. It's also got gigantic crabs. Multiple. Up, killed by crabs. You can't really avoid fighting two of them at once here. My plan is to try to get one of them stunned by the time the other one reaches me, and then if I can do that, then I can kill them. If only I could attack the weak points for massive damage. But I want to kill the crabs. Especially since I think if you kill them, they drop something. I held up the block button. Okay, one crab down. Now we're just fighting old-fashioned crab. I can fight crabs in my sleep. It drops a crystal gem when you kill them. So, upcoming is one of the strangest parts of the entire game. Homeward Bone? Okay. Okay, that one only took 4 hits, but the other one took 6. Or, yeah. I know for a fact that the next one will be stronger, so I'm going to buff up. This one, Psychobilly Freakouts. And drops an alluring skull. And Snap Freeze. One of the spells that left behind by the young sorcerer, yeah. Creates a cloud of near-freezing mist. Sullivan was born in... yeah. So it's another way you can inflict frost upon another person. So you might have faintly heard a very small noise when we killed the big Psychobilly tree. And that is because, indeed, a change occurred in the world. If you kill that... If you kill that tree, then it spawns this ladder.
What a thrill, with darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill, I'm searching and I'll melt into you. What a fear in my heart, but you're so supreme. I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there...
That's it. Oh, the VOD's not going to get muted because of Snake Eater. People stream Snake Eater. Plus, I have a local recording. Who cares? That's if anything, it's going to be next week's VOD that gets deleted, or at least YouTube striked. Man, I could have kept playing the song, because this one is also quite tall. There's a slab, a real treasure. Man, what the hell happened there? So there is more down there in the bottom of the hill. Not a whole lot more, though. So we're going to keep exploring. Hey, I went to the left. We could have gone to the right. If we had done so, there would have been something. So we're just going to make a pit stop back here and continue on our merry way. So, had you have come here with a +3 weapon, you would have gotten a lot of Titanite large shards and a slab that you could not use. Because there's no snake in this game to split that up into chunks. What if? I tried to parry him, but I'm using a weapon skill shield. I'm getting trained not to parry. I don't know if you could have enough Twinkling Titanite at this point to get a +4 weapon. Hello, G-Volt. Oh, we did get to throw in spear. We did. I haven't looked at it yet, although I guess now is as good a time as any to. Follower Javelin. Balanced to allow for throwing. The followers attack in groups, surrounding foes, shielding themselves, and thrusting their spears at their foes. On a final command, they hurl their spears at the fallen foe, and to give the retired warrior an honorable send-off. We can actually use this. It's just got a poke and shield, a spear, and plus we can do this. We can throw it. But we get it back somehow. Probably because we're magic. So this area up ahead is really gross. If you're easily grossed out by things, this area is gross. It could be illusion magic. All you need to use the follower spear, though, is like 13 to 12 dex and 12 strength. So you don't even have to be magic to use it. It just has magic of its own. Sylvester of Hand. Hello, internet friend. We also got TK Cat and Fell My Mizaria. G-Volt. Fuck it. I'll just drop down. So these little guys are very gross. They have, like, their guts coming out of their ass with hair growing on it. They're the most pitiful enemy. Some farm wisdom for you all. Sometimes a defect happens when hatching and incubating eggs, where instead of bonding to the inside of the yolk, the membrane in there, the umbilical and the what's the word I'm thinking? Placental. Yeah, the placental bond between the chick inside an egg will instead bond to the outside of the shell, and it results in the viscera of the chick growing attached to the inside of the shell. Upon hatching, they will die shortly after. I don't know if whoever made this game knew that, but considering the mini, or the inside of the shell, you know what I mean. And they come out looking a little bit like this. I don't know if the game designers knew that, if that's something they were intentionally drawing upon, but that's why this gross image sort of draws a visceral response from me, because I've seen it firsthand before. They're also horrible, and they scream because they're like a bloodborne enemy. Oh, one of these guys again. One of the grossest looking and least threatening enemies in the entire game. This just leads us back to over here. We have a dangerous enemy coming up. These things. These Geiger enemies. They drop a really cool weapon. I prefer the other weapon they have to the claws. I would agree a bit much is probably an accurate way to describe the crows. Ah, this is where you stopped the first time, these things. Item. And over here we have a friend. No Estes Soup? What kind of friend are you?
Oh, well, there is nothing forlorn about you. You must be the other Ash, I suppose.
Yeah, sure.
Finally, you have come. Oh, wondrous Ash, grant us our wish. Make the tales true, and burn this world away. My lady must see flame, and you have only to show her. You are Ash, are you not? Is it not fire that you seek? Surely you have seen the rot that afflicts our world, but that which fooled the good father and buried the flame, after we had all made up our minds too. So, please, grant us one wish. Make the tales true, and burn this world away. My lady must see flame, and you have only to show her.
Yeah, that was pretty direct for a Souls game. There's a couple of mysteries. There's the Old Witch, which I guess we've only seen one woman so far, and it was Frida, so we could maybe assume that she would be the witch who came, and she did say she cared for the father, which is what this guy was kind of saying was what was happening. But we have the other unkindled ash, and we still don't know who that is. Who's the other ash here in Ariandel? I wonder who. The guy who got us here, I don't think he's Ash. I think he's just a hollow. I guess it could have been Frida. Maybe she was an Ash. I don't know. I don't think so. There was Wilhelm. I think he was also just a hollow. I don't know who the other Ash is. I've never known who the other Ash was. But there was another one here somewhere. There's a bonfire over here. It is Frida? She's the other Ash? I didn't think she qualified as Ash, though. Weird. Because the game never tells you what Ash is, but it's the only bit of lore I accept because it was a big question for me that I got from a developer interview. When they asked Miyazaki, he said, "Oh, unkindled ash are people who have tried to link the fire and fucked up and got destroyed by it." I guess if there's lore later, I'll learn it too. So I can learn. Teaching is the best way to learn, right? God damn it. I'm gonna have to fight this guy again. I died. I died. I died. It's fine, though. I'm gonna have to go get food at some point, but... I'm gonna have to go for a stain run. Oh, that was easy. Sometimes it goes good, sometimes it goes poor. There's always been some enemies that have been able to give you the freak out. Even basic old Hollow from Dark Souls could do it to you. Where am I going? Yeah, I'm going over here. Next bonfire might be where I stop. Or I might go beat up a boss first. So first they teach you that these guys are miserable and worthless, and then they teach you that they can be used for ambushes. But the crows, I admit, do pull out their Wombo combo pretty, a lot. I should probably use the Calamity Ring. I'm never going to use it. Pro tip, if you get invaded here and don't want to be invaded, come here and hide as a barrel. Like right here. They will never ever find you. I've done that a lot for fun. Oh, here we go. Crow Steel Quills! This is an excellent, excellent, excellent weapon. Thrusting sword wielded by the Corvian Knights and special paired weapon. When twin-handed, not two-handed, twin-handed, brandish 4 thin-edged blades in the left hand. With their infatuation with Sister Frida, the Corvian Knights swore to protect the painting from fire, and to this end took to the execution of their own brethren. And you throw daggers. We haven't seen the crows that use this yet, but this is a good dex weapon. And then you two-hand it. So you got like a... And then you can go like... kind of jump and do a toss. It's stupid, but the right amount of good. That being stupid makes it cool. So there's a lot of crap in this village. Getting it all might take a little bit. It planted its claws into the bridge bottom. Can we open these doors? Does not open from this side. It's a Dark Souls door. What did you expect? Ah, he did Link's down A. They haven't done their trick yet. These guys have a special response to you trying to backstab them. Man, I wonder if this opens up. Doesn't open up from this side. What were you expecting? What were you expecting from this Dark Souls of thing? Don't be rude to me. Don't think there's anything we can do over there. I forgot to get an item down there, but it's probably nothing. I'll get it later. Oh yeah, they can riposte you. Is it here I want to go? Oh, yeah, we get introduced to these guys. They just flop onto you. Ha! You just kind of have to learn where they are and then predict them. Just some bloodstone shard over there? Or a blood gem, maybe? Is it a radio blood gem, or... Here's an easy item to forget. It's just a large soul of an unknown traveler. Ah, the Latria Shove Drigling. Yeah. You see them a lot in, you see them the most, I think, in this game's Tower of Latria. In the prison. Now, these guys are cool. Because they're shitty little wizards. I want to see them do the thing, though. Yeah, see, that one did it. These ones are wizards, apparently. And you can see they don't have enough intelligence for the full 5 orbs. They only have enough for 3. Which I think we've actually seen before. I think the guys in Irithyll do that. I think they only had 1 or 2 orbs. Could go down there for treasure. But first I want to look up here. Yeah, I want to go down there for treasure. Yes, we're in the ashes of Ariandel. Up, took your dung pie. Ah, the Slave Knight set. Here's a big old wallop of lore. Armor issued to Slave Knights. The fine craftsmanship is a symbol. Made this a symbol of honor. Long ago, only the undead served as slave knights. Warriors used as fodder in the bleakest of battles. They grew decrepit, their skin charred black and their bones twisted. Eventually they went outright mad, but were never relieved from duty. Where's the slave knight stuff at? It's by brass armor. Okay. Now the very important thing about the slave knight set is that they don't get real pants. They're just some greaves and a pair of underoos. Man, we are looking really nasty. Probably because of this, we have this awful blood on us. So you've just got like a little skirtlet with your ass hanging out. It's okay armor, pretty light. High bleed resist. Kind of like it was Canehurst armor or something. Ah, the undead were hunted for sport in Huntsman's Copse. Dark Souls 2 did have things going for it. Frequently we talk poor of it because it's such a bad video game. But I kind of respect it for being its own thing. It just had many poor decisions throughout. Many poor decisions. I'm probably going to stream Dark Souls 2 again soon. I don't agree that it had good PvP. Ah, dang it. The PvP was pretty good, but just playing the game doesn't feel as good as playing other games. It was the most balanced, though. Crap! How am I alive? Can I get up here from here? I really remember being able to make that jump. That guy's not doing much either. Ah, whatever. I'm gonna have to go the long way around. And refight that idiot. And my buffs are gonna wear out by then. So I tried to jump up that ledge. I don't think it's that hard to jump up there. Pretty sure I've done it a couple of times. Where's the guy at? I dropped a sharp gem. Sharp Gem is the name of my math teacher. coins. I'm gonna have to do that whole thing again just to get back there. Lots of mutually exclusive treasure around here. At least we got our ass hanging out. These were the leggings we saw if you were watching Kaz play Dark Souls 3 for the first time. He ran into Simon Belmont, and these were the leggings that Simon Belmont used because Simon Belmont does not wear pants. Faith builds were really, really, really strong in Dark Souls 2 for a while. Then they realized that they made them too good, and they made them really bad. Basically, what they did was they made Great Lightning Spear have like 2 castings per attunement. Because the spell was just inordinately powerful for a long time. To the point where, like, you were getting as much damage from Great Lightning Spear as you were getting from, like, Great Resonance Soul. But without the cost. Or GRS had, like, a cost around it. Took him a while to get around to fixing hexes, too. Because then it was like Great Resonant Soul and Resonant Blade. That was a horse crap thing you could do. I always wanted Pyromancy to be good in that game, but I just have to accept that in games after Dark Souls, Pyromancy is not very good. Although, Pyromancy is okay in this game. I've played Pyromancy in this game, and I was a little impressed by it. I feel like Faith is a better investment, though, because I gotta have faith. Yeah, for some reason the old quick load trick works in this game. On crystal lizards specifically. Does not work on any other enemy. So this place is a minor nightmare. But I might be able to cheese myself a little bit. Or the aim might get stupid. Yeah, that slide there. They like to do that as you try to backstab them. Ah, the way of the White Corona. It's donuts. We found the donut, everybody. We found the donut from Dark Souls. Lost Way of the White Miracle. Launches a white discus, which slices into foes and returns to its conjurer. Long ago, when the imprints left by the gods were still deep, miracles of the Way of the White existed alongside Aureoles. Or however you say that. Aureoles. So I love that part of JoJo's. Those who yearned for this long-lost Aureoles, man, when are you going to make it, David Pro? Fully believed that they would return one day. Fuck your books. No, it has to be Aureo something, because if you cover up the less on it, Aureo is a word. It's Italian for gold. Although I think Oriole is also worded in gold, I think. Are they? They kind of have like a yellow splash on their chest. I need to get back on the rafters, though. For this item I could have easily not gotten. Like an aura, but smaller? Huh. Thought I had a root word in gold. Because usually when you see the owl, it relates to AU. Latin for gold. I forget the actual word for gold. Up, he fell back down the well. Oh no, he spit on me from the well. Crap. Well, it's not, can only get so wet. Ah, like Halo. That makes sense. Because that's what it is. I'll show it off later. We can actually use this spell because it's a miracle for some reason. Well, not for some reason. For a reason, it's a miracle, but for some reason we're still finding miracles, which I'm pleased about. Yeah, I burned the toxin off. If we could get down this well, which we can't, I've tried. It would have a bunch of bone wheels in it, right? It would have to. Or if you jumped down it, there would be a mimic down there. Are there any more items up there? I don't think so. I mean, I'll double check again. Spin my wheel for the treasure to take. Careful, my friend, or I'll rattle and shake. Now we can go down. Then I'll find the bonfire, and I'll go get something to eat. And that'll probably be it for the stream today. Tomorrow we should be doing some Pokemon randomizer races, though. That should be fun. I should probably prepare that just a tiny bit. Oh ho! Something exciting is about to happen. Ah, found a young white branch here. I think we're going to do Heart Gold or Soul Silver to Whitney randomized. Which might be a bit longer than our previous randomizer. It might be to Bugsy. Depends how long we want to be going. So, actually,
I've seen your kind, time and time again. Every fleeing man must be caught. Every secret must be unearthed. The conceit of the self-proclaimed seeker of truth. But in the end, let the stone.
maybe I think I do just want normal shield. This sword is extremely cool.
Swore an oath that I have failed you. Lady Elfrida.
Get our milkweed shield back on, kind of. That's not really what it is. But let's take a look at the lore we got. We beat up Sir Wilhelm, and Sir Wilhelm gave us the Onyx Blade. Elfrida, the eldest among her sisters and leader of the Sable Church, bestowed the sword to her knight. Only the sword was a farewell gift, and an acceptance signified the knight's resignation from Elfrida's service. Enwreathed blade with black flame, born from the similarly hued flame that smolders within her. Huh? No, this doesn't scale from luck. Onyx blade doesn't. Thought luck scaling was basically just like Henri or hollow weapons. This is a good scaling weapon if you are a pyromancer. Yep, no luck on this page. I looked it up just to make sure. That's why you got the Windows noise. Nope, it scales off of faith and intelligence. If you play a pyromancer build, I highly recommend getting yourself the Onyx Blade, because it's hard to find a good weapon for this thing. And it does a lot of damage, has a lot of reach, and good scaling. Does dark damage. And we also got the contraption key. Contraption will move when I'm done with it. Key to the contraption leading to the attic of the archive found on the edge of the Corvian settlement. After Sir Wilhelm led a white-haired woman to the attic of the library, he kept this key as if it were his life. A lot of books. More headless statues. Can hear something out there. Contraption. Fuck those books. Very pale. Maybe she had some of this flour poured on her. Let's talk to her.
I believe I feel the scent of ash upon thee. Thou art the one of whom Uncle Gale spoke.
Gale?
The one to show me flame.
Now, your interactions with this young lady right here are some of the least best explained things in the entire video game.
'Tis good. When this is done, may I return. The door is open thanks to thee. 'Tis good. I'll head off to paint. I promised Uncle Gale I would. 'Tis good.
Wonder if this contraption moves. Nope. One key, one contraption. Now, here's one of the dumbest doors in the entire game. Because it's a Dark Souls door. Doesn't open from this side. We'll get a better look at her later when we go to where she moves to. There is absolutely 100% no reason for this door to be openable from one side. It's just there to waste your time. to, like, force you to do this. I guess the view is nice. Like, you can see the tree line and a mountain, the ladder leading up to the big church. You can see the graveyard. And you can see the way we have to go, which is up there. But that'll be next time. I think what we're going to end the stream off doing is going and looking. I think we can buy Wilhelm's set from the Shrine Handmaiden now. It's a little spiffier than the Slave Knight set, which is not very spiffy at all. Plus, we do have ashes to give her. We picked up the Captain's ashes, but did not use them.
Ah. Gracious. Passively.
Let's purchase some stuff. We can buy Rime Blue Moss now. Some refined gems, apparently. I should get the Faram set. It's pretty good. Ah, good hat. Buy the Milkwood set. When the fabled Milkwood Forest was discovered, it was a vacant ruin. Only thing left there was the ethereal oak stood rotting. No corpses were discovered, yet their belongings lay neatly on the ground. So they all had left. Nice pants, though. Never looked at Lorien's stuff, I don't think. Because we have Lothrix's stuff. It's the robes. Black dyed brass, which is a real thing, is patterned with flame. Lorien, Race's knight, is said to have been left mute and crippled by his younger brother's curse. And so it was said that Lorien, in fact, wished it so. So you can indeed chemically dye brass to turn it black. I guess we find Wilhelm's set somewhere else. It might be back where he was in the shrine. We'll get it later.
Option 1.
Anyways, I think that's going to be it for the stream for now. Next time, I'll have some more stuff ready for us, and we'll continue our way through the Ashes of Ariandel. There's a chance that if the stream goes long, I might beat it. For everyone anticipating that I might go up against a difficult boss and win it in one try again, that's unlikely to happen this time. The upcoming boss fight of the Ashes of Ariandel DLC is one of the hardest boss fights in the entire series, I want to say. It's very difficult. Although I've done it before. It's worth mentioning now, since I just dropped a bunch of money on a plane ticket. If you like and want to support the channel, you can always subscribe or go to my Patreon stuff. I'm going to be trying to work on some more stuff for Patreon. If you become a patron, you can vote on a thing I'm doing right now that'll determine my next stream project. Harder than Orphan of Kos? Yeah. I don't even think Orphan of Kos is the hardest fight in Bloodborne. Lady Maria might be. Lady Maria is really hard, but so is Orphan of Kos. I don't know. But give me money if you like the streams, or just follow. There's not a lot of things I demand from my followers. All I demand, and this is a demand, mind you, is that you enjoy yourself. And I'm going to go get some food, probably some leftover pizza. Good night.